As a kid, my real passion was always football. My dad was an alcoholic, and growing up, the pressure of kind of living with someone who's got an addiction and an illness is very challenging, to the point where my mum left my dad when I was 13. At the time I was just a kid and I was left with this kind of option, do I stay with my dad or do I go with my mum? I stayed with my dad. The area I grew up was kind of affected by poverty. There was quite a lot of unemployment. Although I enjoyed school and I was good at school, situations led to me kind of leaving, so I left school with no qualifications. There was a need to kind of go out and bring an income. Pirate videos and selling football tickets at the matches and all that. I was involved in loads of stuff, but that was survival. You know, it wasn't because I had ambitions to be an entrepreneur or anything. It was just, you do things to survive. When I was 18, there was tension between me and my dad, and so I kind of moved out, did my own thing, and then I got a phone call to say that he'd been found dead. Obviously it came as a shock. There was a lot of guilt from me, you know, because actually I kind of felt that if I'd have stayed, things might be different. And men are notorious for not opening up about feelings and when things are bad. But the trauma was obviously affecting me because I was working in a bar at the time, I had a girlfriend, had a house. But my behaviours were changing, you know, I'd be going out every night and doing anything I could except for think about what had happened. I lost my job, I broke up with my girlfriend. You know, I was so trapped in my own head, and I was always full of confidence as growing up and all that, and when you get that low, it removes all your confidence and self-esteem. You lose your income, the next thing you lose is your house, you know, so I lost my house. Homelessness is not something that you think about, it's not something that you see really, because it's not part of your life. We all live our own lives and we all do our own thing. Even like some of the terminology, help the homeless. When you put a "the" in front of homeless, then you're stigmatising it straight away. But suddenly I was this kind of young guy, had nowhere to go, spent time roaming the streets, sleeping in kind of closes and sometimes like on the street sometimes. And that just became my life, you know, and I woke up just kind of wanting to get to the next day, and I'd go out, drink cider or just do anything to get through the day, you know. When you lose all your hope, you know, you then don't value your life as much as you should. But actually it was through probably my first love, which was football, that I managed to take the first steps out of homelessness. There was a poster advertising a football tournament which was being run in Glasgow, and the purpose of the tournament was to find a Scotland Homeless World Cup team to represent Scotland and Sweden. I met the coach and he says to us, "Look, I'd like to invite you down to train with the team." I used to wake up having nowhere to go, nowhere to be, nothing to do. Suddenly I had 2 football sessions every week, a Tuesday and a Thursday. I had somewhere to be, something to do, something positive to do. And that definitely helped, you know, in terms of my decision making, you know, how I seen myself, my confidence levels. I got involved in volunteering. I started volunteering with a kids' football team, did my coaching qualifications and so on, and then I got offered a house. I was working for the Big Issue, working in the offices. I was a youth worker in the evening and I was a football coach at the weekends. But I always had this kind of passion to give something back and to create something which allowed people to experience some of the change that I experienced using football. I decided to kind of quit my job and set up a social enterprise, Street Soccer Scotland. I got a £3,000 grant from a social enterprise startup, and that allowed me to buy a laptop and some materials. Personally, everything that I've tried to do with Street Soccer Scotland is if you look at someone who's homeless and what people are missing security, they're missing relationships, and they're missing purpose. You know, how can we bring purpose into people's lives? How can we bring new relationships into people's lives, you know? I learned how to survive at the age of 13, you know, and I think I brought some of that resilience and survival into my job today. And even today, when you meet players and you see them going on that journey, players who maybe couldn't look at you in the eyes, you know, or kind of shy away, very suddenly slagging you and winding you up and all that, you know, because they're so comfortable and actually positive, they can actually look at themselves in the mirror and not hate who they are, and, you know, kind of just really kind of come out themselves. And we always talk about kind of building capacity, but actually for us it's about releasing capacity, because actually the capacity is already inside somebody. But how do you release that? How do you enable? And that's what we try and do. We try and enable people to say, look, you can be what you want to be. You just need a wee bit of support around it.